I'd like to talk about how to take this general knowledge quiz, add it into something called Flubberoo, and give us students' results and grades automatically like this, that we don't mark it, the computer marks it automatically and sends the grades directly to the students. Let's take a look at how we do this. The first thing we need to do is to make a Google form quiz. A Google form quiz is much the same as making a survey that we've made in the past, but this time it's got a different purpose. So first things first, we'll need to call it quiz 1 or quiz. Here you'll need to write instructions to the students, which could just be, please read the following text and answer the questions. Once you've got this, you can add in a text if you want to use something similar to an unseen, as simply as this. Just copy and paste them from somewhere else and then start adding in your questions. What time did Dave arrive home? Make sure you put in the questions. You could choose multiple choice questions, yes, no questions. In this case, you might want to do multiple choice questions. Add in appropriate times. Just add one more. Remember that you want every student to answer every question, so you need to click the box here, and then you're done. Okay, add in question after question by adding an extra item. Once you've added all the questions you want, you'll want to make a theme, as we've done in the past. Okay, this just gives something more interesting for the students to look, and this is how the students are going to see this. Okay, here we are, quiz 1. Please read the following questions. And the text, here's the text for them to read, and then down here you'll have a selection of questions. Okay, nothing new here. But what about the next part? Next, we want to see the results. So if we look at the students' responses, and here's a quiz that I've already prepared. This is what it looked like as I prepared it. This is what it looked like for the students to receive it. And here are my results. Okay, now how did I get to these results? Let's just go back one stage. This is my quiz that I've made. This is where I've written all my questions in. If we go here to responses, this will take us, as in the past, accepting. Let's go to summary of review responses. Just a second. Okay, these are all the responses that we've had. These are all the people that have taken the tests. This was their answers to the first question, the second question, and the third question. Okay, now we would like to go through and be able to actually mark them. If we go here, you can see something called add-ons. Add-ons here, there's something called Flubberoo. Now, Flubberoo is going to be our great help here. We're going to use it to regrade or to assess the grades for the class. It's going to grade everything automatically for us. If we go into regrade assignment, I've already graded it once, so you just want to say yes, it will replace your grades. You can do this every time more students send in their results. Now, you need to be careful here that you make sure that you have one question that identifies the student. So where you wrote student's name, you're going to have here identify the students. You just move this up and down here. And then you want everything else to be normal grading system. Here you choose the points you want it to be worth. So let's have every question here worth 5 points. This question won't be worth anything. It's just the student's name. Let's have this question just worth 10 points just to see the difference. Press continue. Now, the next thing is to make sure that the computer knows what the right answers are. So the first thing you'll have done is you'll have actually submitted the answers to the questions yourself, and you'll have admitted it under a name answer key. That way you know that's your answer key. Let's just move on. Just takes a few seconds, and we'll have everybody's grades. There we are. Within a second, we have these 10 or 15 so students that answer the questions for me. These are their total grades from the overall from the test. This is the percentage of whether they were correct or not. Anybody that got less than 75% will come up red. You can change the number if you want. Anybody over 80% or 75% in the advanced settings. And once we've got this, we can go on even further. If we go back here, we can view the report, and it can show us on a graph how the students' grades were relative to one another. So this shows me here, this was the possible points. Now we can set the computer that it will automatically email each student their grades. Somewhere here. We can print the grades. We can share the grades with the students. Wait a second, you'll just see. Here we can find each individual student's name. We can add in here their email address. We can include an answer key with the correct answers. The students will be given their grades, and we can send them here a message. Keep up. Or we can write an individual message to each student. That's just about it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And the other thing is just to point out that they have Flubberoo has its own website,